Hello, this is Lydia from Remember the Joy Counseling. Today's video is to teach you about the brain and to help you build your very own brain model. Learning how your brain works is one of the most fundamental things to really knowing how to calm down your system, how to use the environment around you, and choose responses rather than feel victim to your own reactions. So let's start off by getting to know the brain. Luckily, I have a brain model right here. So the model is quite complex looking, but really we're going to break it down into just 3 parts. You may have heard of the triune brain, but I want to make it really simple and understandable. So we're going to start by looking at just the brainstem. So that's the part of the brain that goes from the lower part of your brain right down your spine and leads into your nervous system. I like to call that the reptilian brain, which I'll represent with my friend Iggy here. So the reptilian brain only focuses on the things that you already know how to do that are sort of fundamental for living. Heartbeat, breath, digestion, all of the things you really don't have to think about. I like to think of it as the things that a baby is born being able to do if everything's healthy, of course. So those parts of our system are already working. So then we look at the center of our brain, which really incorporates a lot of parts, but we share it most closely with most mammals. So I will represent the mammalian part of our brain with Fuzzy. So Iggy's in charge of some of the functions. Fuzzy has other projects. Fuzzy is in charge of making sure that we maintain our system. He's the one who's thinking about eating or learning about emotions. In fact, he's really focused on emotions. And if you think about it, you already know exactly how Fuzzy works, because if you've ever been around animals, that's how our limbic areas of our brain work. It's just much like most mammals. If you've had any time with a cat or a dog, you know exactly how the limbic areas of your brain works. And deep inside your limbic areas, there is one little organ, very small, 2 lobes, don't worry about it, called the amygdala. The amygdala is your internal fight and flight response. That's this guy. Yes, he's huge because the amygdala has a lot of power in your brain to really set up the systems that are moderated by Iggy and Fuzzy to get you safe. So amygdala has one question in your whole existence. He says, am I safe? Am I not safe? Am I safe? Am I not safe? And then if he gets the message that he's not safe, he's going to motivate all the systems that Iggy controls and that Fuzzy controls. So what are those systems? Those are the things that either get you ready to fight, to flight, run away, to freeze, or to fawn. And we'll talk more about that in another video. But I want you to understand that these are very automatic sort of survival structures, responses that we need to motivate in order to survive. And thank goodness we have. So that covers the brainstem and the limbic areas. So what about all the rest of this stuff? So all the rest of this stuff is the part that makes us a bit more human. These are more advanced parts of our brain, the ones that learn how to do speech and how to plan and a sense of time. And I represent these portions of our brain with this wizard. I'm going to just call him Doc for this. So we have Iggy, Fuzzy, and Doc. So Doc is brilliant. Doc knows how to add up numbers, and he can make a video, and he can think about the future. He can do all of those things. But I'll tell you, the reason it's so wrinkly on our cortex is because we've developed so quickly in the past part of our evolution that the brain has had to fold in on itself over and over to create enough surface area to contain all the wisdom we have. So there's a secret going on. Well, Doc is really smart, and he can come up with all kinds of smart plans and good thinking, and he has a sense of what's happened in the past and what will happen in the future. He's not actually that powerful. In a way, Doc is sort of the figurehead here. So he might have great ideas, but if amygdala feels any sense of danger, he's going to say, we don't care about you, even though Doc might say, but we're all right. Everything's fine. No, we're not. We're going to freak out. And then Wizard is out there and we have nothing but our animal instincts. So the way we can understand that is use your hand as a model. So this is where you're going to build your brain model right here. Put your arm up like that. Do it with me because you have to engage your physical body in order to really get this. So put your hand up. There we go. And from your elbow to your wrist would represent your central nervous system going right in to Iggy, into your brainstem. So all of the information that's coming from your chest, from your breathing, from your digestion, from your arms and legs goes right up the central nerve and goes into your brainstem. So you grab your brainstem, get that in your mind, and then the information goes into your limbic areas. So that's when we get fuzzy involved. Hey, you got me in the face. So then we take that amygdala, and that's your thumb, tucks right in and folds over the top. This is your cortex. So it lines up beautifully if you put your hand right there. That's your brain inside your head. So just to get an orientation, your brainstem, your ears would be on either side. Your eyes would be right here. So make sure you use your other hand and think your eyes are right here. And then just for context, where you process visual information is back here. So when everything works right, we can go with how we feel from our body, are the emotions that we experience, the alarm right here. We can take in what we see and what we hear and what we feel and keep ourselves connected with how smart we are and our sense of connection with other people, our sense of morality, etc. But sometimes this doesn't happen. We don't always feel connected. We get into that scared place. We get frightened. Amygdala says, we're not safe. And we lose this connection. We go completely into the fight or flight mode just to survive. And we flip our lid. Amygdala is like our inner 2-year-old. When the 2-year-old's not happy, nobody's happy. We flip our lid and we actually lose the connection with all of those brilliant doc things. You know, our ability to understand other people, have compassion, we lose that. So what we need to do is help amygdala feel safe and calm. And we do that not just by telling it, because Wizard's already out. We need to use the power of our body to tell our amygdala that we're okay. So do this with me. Here's your brain model. When we feel calm, we can stay connected to all of it. When we get worked up or scared and we react, amygdala flips out and we lose connection. The number one way to help your brain stay connected, to stay with the feelings, with the sensations, what you see and hear, is to practice breath. So do this with me. Put on your stress place and we'll practice unfolding that, taking a deep breath, and letting it out nice and long, and help our brain reconnect. So this is just the first step you can take to understand your brain and start to control your responses rather than have your reactions control you. Tune in more at rememberthejoy.com. This is Lydia. Be well.